Lights, camera, and action. Welcome to another episode of Channel 135 podcast. This is the podcast we talk about our favorite things in life, movies, TV shows, and pop culture. I'm your host, Cams, and I'm here with the brother, like always, Eric. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, bro?
How's your day today, man?
Another round. It was alright. It's quiet.
Yeah.
Just the usual. Just doing the rounds, pick up the daughter, and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I just finished work, and I had to watch The Penguin again, because I like to watch these when we review these episodes. I like to watch the episode twice. The first time to just watch it for the first time, but the second time just to pick up extra things that I missed.
Yeah,
and plus for the memory too, like get immersed in the episode so we can talk about this. It's pretty good, eh?
yeah.
And when we do the synopsis, that helps too.
Yes, it does. But sometimes you forget in which order things happen,
Mhm.
and then you took sometimes we took out of context, but not all the time.
Yeah. But
yeah, it helps say the second time watching it.
yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's pretty good. I was reading the Herald the paper today, and I saw an article about HBO Max in the States. HBO is trying to do a streaming channel like Disney Plus.
Okay.
And their own one, right? So they managed to start that up in the States. It's called HBO Max. Sky TV in New Zealand has a contract with HBO. So I think for the past year, Sky TV was scared that they'll take HBO off them and do their own. You know what I mean? Have a separate, because HBO wants to have their own platform, right?
Yeah.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
But Sky is contracted to HBO.
So, and they're scared of Sky doing their own streaming services, or was it?
No, the other way. Sky is scared that HBO will take their stuff off Sky TV and put it on their own platform.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do. They should, actually.
Oh, that's the thing, because the day they announced that, no, they're not going to do that. Sky's TV's announced that they've made a deal with HBO to say that they can stay with the platform on Neon and Sky TV, but they're not allowed to use Sky Soho anymore. It has to be Sky HBO.
Yeah.
And so they want to call the Max stuff, the HBO Max stuff, separately, but within the Neon streaming site. So you know how Lightbox and Neon join forces?
Yeah.
So all the content that belongs to HBO, they have to separate that and call it HBO Max still within the Neon platform. So I guess as far as consumers are concerned, it's a good thing, because you don't want to pay extra for extra platform HBO Plus if you still want some stuff that's on Sky, right? Or Neon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or would that mean that if they did leave Neon will be like a lot of the programming will be gone, and Neon will be a different thing. So I think it's good for the consumers that we don't have to pay extra. But then on the other side of the coin, it gives Sky TV a lot of power, and I'm not a big fan of Sky TV.
Right, I think that's it. But that has problems with Sky TV. Like, you turn the movies off and they keep on turning it back on. So like,
they pretty much got the monopoly here, so they can control their prices or whatever. But I just don't like them because, man, for the longest time they refused to go to online streaming.
Yep.
Especially for their sports, and I know they've done it, but it's only been like a couple of years, 3 years that they've done it. But they're like 3 years too late, or 10 years too late.
Right, the Sky services, it's something like $50 or $60 a month, because I had to get it when we went to the hotel. So
yeah, that's right.
We didn't have the Sky Dakota, and I was like, "Holy shit! This is too pricey."
I always think that technology is old. Having a Sky Dakota and having a box and whatever. Because Sky's having trouble with their Sky box anyway.
Yeah,
with not working, or customers are complaining. So
exactly, like
for me anyway, I subscribe to the Sky Sports Now, and that's the online online version, the streaming version, and that's pretty good, and it's convenient. I don't need. I got Neon as well, so I don't really need to get Sky TV. I've got all the sports from Sky now, and I've got all the movies and TV programs off Neon.
Yeah, I think if Sky keeps on continuing to be issues with my dad, I think I might get him to see if he wants just to do the Sky Sports, and then because we got Netflix and the others on TV, and I think that's all you need. Plus, the Sky Sports would be a good, kind of a cool package for them just to watch what they want to watch, and I think it's the best way to go. Just turn the Sky movies off.
And it's a little bit cheaper. You don't have to pay for the Sky Basic. So all the other bullshit you get from in there. But yeah, man, that's news that I saw today. It's pretty interesting. And that probably keeps up with the streaming battle that's going on. Netflix versus Disney Plus versus Neon versus Apple Plus versus Prime, Amazon Prime. I've got all of them except for Apple Plus. But I think out of all of them, I think Neon's the best. They got quality programming there. Because HBO is quality, man. HBO has some good shit on there, eh?
Yeah, I used to think Neon was sucked, but the last probably year or so, they've gone a lot better. I think my favorite one at the moment is Prime.
So Prime's pretty good, eh? Well, Amazon bought MGM Studios, so they've got all MGM stuff now.
Yeah,
so that's why they've got the whole James Bond range of James Bond films. You can watch every single James Bond film now on Amazon. But I remember when Amazon first started, Amazon Prime, and it was kind of like first starting out, and they didn't have much stuff. They had heaps of old stuff.
Yeah.
But they've taken off in recent times. They got their original programming as well, which is pretty good. With Netflix, they're still the giant. Netflix, they're still on top of everybody. I find all their stuff. There's a lot of their stuff, a lot of not good stuff, eh?
Yeah,
there's a lot of content, eh? A lot of content.
It's just all quantity instead of quality, but
yeah. But they've got the latest stuff and they've got old stuff as well. TVNZ Plus, I like that as well. Yes. They've got some good stuff in there.
Yeah, there's some good stuff on there too. Surprisingly, I watched some New Zealand programs on there as well. So it's good to catch up with some New Zealand shows.
But even though if you go in the movie section, they've got heaps of good old ones there, old movies.
Yeah.
They can go back and see. So a good library there. Sweet, bro. Yeah, man. So we're here tonight to talk about episode 4 of The Penguin, a TV series that's on Neon right now. I'm watching it on. It's on Sky Soho if you have Sky. But yeah, man. What an episode, eh? Do you think we should just spoil it straight away? Should we just do the spoiler alert straight away and do the synopsis? Or
up to you, man.
Oh wait, we'll start without spoiling anything.
Yeah,
we'll just talk about the episode itself. So, start with you, Eric. Like, what was your first reaction to the end of this episode?
Man, it's a badass episode. Because I remember last time we were talking about it, we didn't know where it was going to go, but we knew that Sophia was. I mean, we knew that she was sure of herself. So, I think this is her trying to piece everything together and get things moving along. And we see this in this episode, but man, there's just some, this happens, that happens kind of thing, and there's just some shit that's like, fuck, really? Honest to who? You can just watch that shit happen? There's just so much. This episode's a really good episode. And there were some things that shocked me a little bit, like some real brutal stuff. But we'll get into it once we, lift the lid.
I'm hearing words that we talked about last episode, how brutal it was. How would you compare this episode to the previous one?
I mean, this will probably be worse than the previous one. It's like it's getting higher. The stakes are getting higher and higher, and there's more violence now. I mean, no, the quantity of violence is increased. like it's more vicious now. It's like shit. I mean, it was violent in the last episode, but bro, this is the next level. It's like gotten worse. and you're starting to see the penguin in a different kind of light. Like, man, he loves it, eh? He just revels in the and all that shit. So it's just like, fuck, crazy.
Yeah, my first reactions was, shit, man, this is the crime series we wanted. You know, we wanted, and it's episode 4. I think we finally made it to where
Episode 5.
was it 4 or 5?
I think it's episode 5.
Episode 5. Better check that. I mean, because calling
Yes.
it episode 4.
Episode 5.
Episode 5. Homecoming. Episode 5. Homecoming. Episode 5. We're up to episode 5. Wait, previous episode was episode 4. Like, sort of set the tone. Finally set the tone where they wanted us, where we wanted the series to go. This episode 5 confirmed it all and turned it up a notch a little bit more. Because when you speak about the violent scenes, yeah, last episode was a pretty violent episode. This episode was violent too, but in a different sort of way. It was actually a bit more darker than the last one.
Yes.
You know? And
not too much but it was just like a little, like on the violence thing, they just turned the knob up just a little bit. And you get that when you watch this episode, it's just like, wow, what the hell?
The reason why I say I think this is it's the crime drama we wanted it to be, because I remember feeling a bit skeptical when they introduced this series of being they wanted to be more of a crime sort of drama, and I was afraid of it being corny. I was afraid of it being okay. Hope you guys know what you're doing. Like, you're talking about Sopranos, you're talking about all that kind of stuff. It's a different, it's a different kind of crime drama. It's more reality based. If that's the way they're going, I don't know if they could pull off trying to be a real crime drama in the fantasy land like Gotham, where there's a Batman in there and there's the Joker and all these superheroes and costumes and that kind of stuff. So, but I think, and I said in the last episode that they're pulling it off, and I think this episode just confirmed that they have pulled it off. It's great, man. It's a great crime drama, and I put it up there with all the other great crime dramas. You know, it's not the true story based ones, but even the make believe ones. You know, it's very when it comes to those crime dramas that deal with the mob and the machinations and the wheeling and dealing and the backstabbing and the gang versus gang and the succession with the boss and the underlings come up, that kind of stuff, that kind of drama, that kind of crime drama, you've got it all now. You know, you've got it all, and there's not really really a hero in this series. It's just what it is. It's a bunch of gangsters doing a bunch of gangster shit, you know. And this episode just had it all, had all that there, you know. So I think this episode was a good episode for me because it finally confirmed that this is a real crime drama.
Yeah, I think we said the same thing about the Batman movie, the Matt Reeves Batman movie. When we watched it, it was like realistic. And yes, you're right. They're pulling it off with the Penguin big time. So shit, that's really, really good storytelling.
Yeah, that's right. And just because the last episode was all about the transformation of Sophia.
Yeah.
This episode really cements her character, what she is now.
Yeah,
what she is after the fact. She is a bad person now. Like she's completed her sort of what she really is now, right?
Yeah.
If she was confused before, she's not anymore. And like you said, Eric, last episode, now she knows what to do. Like she's embraced herself, and we'll talk about it more when we get into what she did with the family. But yeah, man, just the decisions that are made with these characters that go into that dark space, you know? Like, we talked about the violence, right? And you talked about how the violence sort of is turned up a notch.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the decisions these characters have made in this episode to turn it up. like we will talk about it, but Oz makes a decision that I didn't know. You know, I didn't think he had the guts to do. And then you got Sophia, who did something that I thought, oh shit, that's sort of surprising. But but yeah, man, it's yeah, I found this episode, man. The last two episodes have been good, man. I don't know where I'll put this one, but it's up there with the one before. You know,
Yes.
and I can't wait to see what's happened in the next 3 episodes because all the stakes are higher than ever.
Yeah, there might be a time skip in the next episode. But
You
yeah,
reckon?
I think so. There might be.
Mm.
I'll tell my reason why later.
Yeah. In terms of the story in this episode, I found it was like jumping all over the place a little bit with certain characters to be placed in a scene where that's going to happen. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I couldn't, and I'll explain that later on, but I couldn't put my finger on it. It just seemed a bit off for me, but then it made sense. But then it still felt a bit off in terms of like what is the series trying to make us think? You know, it's probably not worth it talking about it now. I'll talk about it after the spoilers. But shall we just get into the spoilers, man?
Yep. Let's get into it.
All right, sweet, man. So if you out there haven't seen episode 5 of The Penguin, you don't want to know what's going on, we're gonna spoil the shit out of it. So go watch it, come back and listen to us. But we're gonna get into episode 5, deep dive into it. So here's our WesWes synopsis for the episode. Episode 5, called Homecoming, directed by Helen Shaver, written by Brianna Gibson and Shane Ogbonna. Oz and his crew kidnap Baroni's son, Taj, and issue a quest to the Maronis offering to return Taj to them in exchange for the Bliss shipment that Nadia stole. Oz has Victor look after Frances, his mum. During the trade confrontation, a prison guard Oz bribes tries to assassinate Maroni in Blackgate prison, while Oz sets Taj covered in gasoline and Nadia on fire, killing them both. However, the fire activates the chemical extinguishing sprays and destroys most of the Bliss mushrooms. Maroni survives the attempt on his life and escapes prison. Gia is sent to a children's home, and Sophia tortures Vidi until he decides to support her bid to be the family head after they reminisce about her mother, Isabella Gigante. Joined by Rush, who has fallen in love with Sophia, Sophia rebrands the family under her mother's name and earns the loyalty of Carmine's men by arguing how they were similarly mistreated and neglected under Carmine's rule. When Vidi objects to her plans, Sophia shoots him. Sophia and the grieving Maroni later form an alliance to plot to kill Oz. Oz remembers an abandoned underground railway, showing it to Victor and declaring their new base of operations to regrow the Bliss mushrooms. That was your WesWes synopsis for today. Alright, man. Let's get into a favorite scene, bro. Favorite scene.
Man, it would probably have to be the car. Burning of Oz's car.
Hey. Right in the beginning.
Yeah, no. I noticed with the show when it comes to with like sunrises or explosions, they put a lot of emphasis on the lighting, especially with the oranges and stuff. It really comes out on characters, especially when they have it in the background. No, this is not the first time they've used that kind of special effects. Or yeah. But yeah, no, I like that. I just like that part where how they're just chilling, having a conversation while his car's burning, and then they're waiting for his men to come and pick him up. And they come over and pick them up. And they go, "Oh shit, bro, your car, it's on fire." And he's like, "Nah, don't worry about it." And he wants to take care of business, but the car's exploding. You can hear it in the background. But he's trying to discuss to the boys, "Hey, I found a loophole in this with the Maroni family." And he shows them the TikTok video and all that, discuss their next target. So yeah, I reckon that was pretty cool, and you just have all that lighting in there and the sound effects in the background. Probably that's why it's one of my favorite scenes.
How dumb is Taj though? To be who does that? Go on their social media and say, "Oh, we're gonna Maroni's are back. Maroni's are back." Even show where he's at, a tattoo parlor. I'm gonna be here for next 3 hours doing my tat. It's like, oh hey.
But you're part of a criminal family, right? And you go on TikTok and you're blessing yourself like that, bro. You're seeing yourself up, man. Shit.
And it was funny what Oz said. Oh man, see, he deserved to be got.
Yeah.
So I was like,
man, they just come in and get him, man.
Yeah, I can't remember. Time. I don't remember those henchmen though. His boys in previous episodes. They must have been there somewhere.
Yeah,
but this is the first time this is the first time his boys got screen time and actually talked.
Yeah, because there was the other black guy. I don't know if it's the same black person that was at the labs when they were starting to get the mushrooms in.
Oh, that's right.
And he was delegating jobs to all those men and all those Falcone men. Yeah, but it's quick up here. You have Sophia pitching her in, and the Penguins pitching this side. But I reckon Sophia had a better. I think she's she's gonna get the guys, get her soldiers.
Yeah. The scene where they kidnapped Taj, it was a pretty cool scene because you sort of you watch it out of the body of Taj, but still from his perspective.
Yeah,
because he's on his he's lying down on the tattoo chair, and he's got his headphones on, and you hear the music, like you hear the sort of the background is going on because you see in the background it's blurry, but Oz walks in, shoots everybody in the front. Shoots the tattoo artist and all the blood splatters on Taj, and Taj realizes, what the fuck? Gets up and he gets chased down. I like that scene because that's sort of like a trick for if you want to keep the rating down. Like the M rating they've got, M6, I think it's M16, mature audience 16.
Okay.
So it's a trick to keep the violence down.
Yeah, because they don't visually show the guy getting his head blown to pieces.
Yeah, that's right.
But you see the blood. It's a good, clever idea.
Yeah. My favorite scene was probably be the exchange scene when Oz tries to exchange Taz with the mushrooms. So I was kind of shocked there. I was kind of shocked at what he did.
I didn't expect him to do it. I thought he was just like scaring the kid, and scaring the mom.
Ends up burning them. Oh.
Man, sad pulse.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a pretty grim scene, But I kind of liked it because it kind of told me, oh yeah, that there's no holds barred anymore, and I should have realized that from the last episode, the Arkham stuff. What happened in Arkham and no holds barred in there. So, it was kind of cool that they upped the ante. They upped it. Like it was like they had all this violent scenes in the Arkham episode, last episode. So okay, next episode we gotta have to turn it up a bit. No, the writing in there, So
the violence, the Penguin, man, it's just like he was just grinning through the whole thing too, just cracking up laughing, just like the same time like how he killed Alberto. He cracked up about it, but then he was pissed off because he realized, oh shit, now how am I gonna fix this? I just killed Alberto, the guy in command of the Carmine family. So it's like, the Falcones. So it's kind of the same sort of thing. But man, he loves it, He loves the violence.
It seems like and when, that scene when the prison guard stabs Maroni?
Yeah.
See, I thought he died then. I thought he died. And at that time, I thought, man, this episode's killing everybody, Because
he's still alive.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say before you jumped into the spoilers was the way the story puts characters in a position where they wanted that scene to happen. So when Johnny Vitti gets killed, I think they envisioned that scene before any of this happened. Like before, I reckon that scene with Johnny Vitti was always going to be a scene there, but I think with the storytelling part of it, you had to somehow have him there, have him in that situation, because we go over and under and roundabouts. When last episode she ends up killing her whole family, she leaves Vitti alive for some reason we don't know. in this episode, we find out that she's kept really prison in her parents' mausoleum, tied up.
Shit.
And all she wants is the money, eh? She wants the money that he knows where it is.
And the respect of the men.
Yeah, that's right.
Because even Johnny realized that in order for her to win this war, she needs soldiers. And if she can't convince the men that, she's taking over the family, she ain't gonna have a chance in hell. That's if the Penguin comes and wins over them as well.
Yeah, that's right. So Johnny really serves as a device for Sophia to get on top of the family, the family business. And then once he's finished with that, once he's finished doing that for her, she just kills him just like that. Like all it takes was him to just disagree with one little thing, and she just shoots him in the back of his head in front of the men.
Yeah,
making sure that they understand who's boss.
But you know that scene when she's coming in and she's gonna introduce herself to the scene, and then Johnny Vidi's at the head of the table, and he's like, "Hey, like, quiet down, everybody sit down." The lady has something to say. I thought that was a cool scene. And then Sophia just walks towards the table. It's like, "Oh yeah, thank you, Johnny."
Yeah, what's up with Julian, her doctor?
Bro, he looks freaky horny, bro. He's a freaky guy.
Do you think he's gonna play a part somewhere? Like, is he gonna die, or is he gonna betray her or something?
It looks like he admires what she's become. Like, because he's seen her at her worst, right? When she was innocent, and now he's seen her where she's changed into this other person. And I think he likes it, the whole process kind of thing.
I got a feeling he's gonna be her
too.
I got a feeling he's gonna be her downfall. Because if we know anything about Sophia in the series, she has been disappointed by all men in her life, right?
Yeah.
And so you think she's learned her lesson, right? She doesn't trust any men. I think as soon as she trusts this guy, he's gonna betray her in the end, and it'll be her downfall. And that was her going against her. Man, men have been wrapped you around your little finger all this time, and you still gave in to this guy. He's gonna do the damage somehow.
I don't think she will trust that guy. I think probably the only male person in the whole thing she might trust is Victor. She might not trust Victor, but man, Victor's slowly changing into what Penguin wants him to be.
He's been doing a few things right so far, and that's why I think Penguin's gonna kill Victor in the end.
Yes, yeah. I think he's gonna kill him.
I think it's gonna come down to a decision that Penguin has to make in the end, like to be the king of Gotham or kill Victor. Like it'll be something like that. I think.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing, but I think it'll be something like that. And he'll just do it. He'll just do it just like that. Because
and I think it'll be on top of maybe perhaps the mother dies or gets hurt somehow. Because he even said that the mother's his last, is his chance of being good. So if she dies, he might just go on the deep end like Sophia and transform and just go full on penguin mode and just kill Victor.
But that's the thing, eh? Because he's gonna be on top in the end. We all know this. It's how he's gonna deal with it, eh? How what and what's the cost? There needs to be a cost to his to being on top. He has to give up something in the end. Yeah, it might be his mum, like you said.
Yeah,
it might be Victor. Yeah, it might be his mum or it might be Victor. Maybe his mum is just a device to make him go off the deep end, just like you said, eh? And Victor's will be the victim here.
I think his king and bro, he'll just chuck her straight in under the bus without even thinking about it. But there's pretty evident too how they see those two going at it in their conversations, and his partner's like, "Oh, I don't want." Oh, no. She's looking at it from her side, and it looks really bad. But Penguin's trying to convince her that no, he can fix it, but she's not convinced.
I still can't help the fact that Batman's not around either. Like everything that's happening in the city, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
well,
everything is happening in the city, and there's no Batman in sight. You know, all the like the explosions happening going on, and the gunfire, and all that.
especially with the Falcone family getting slaughtered, I would have thought, shit, he would have popped up somewhere and come and investigate. But no, he didn't even come then. Must be somewhere or on a holiday or some shit.
There was another cool scene with the cop talks to Sophia in the beginning when they're putting all the dead bodies outside the mansion. And the cop was telling her because obviously he's a bad cop and he's getting the bribes from the Falcones, and he's wanting to know, oh, we're still gonna get these the envelopes. So it shows how corrupt Gotham is, eh? Like, and and for the Batman lore, like the city of Gotham is its own character, and the city of Gotham is the most corrupt city in America.
Yes. It's always been like that in the comic books, say, like the police in that they're all being paid off. So Batman's in this battle by himself, kind of.
You know what I've noticed? Every time there's a Batman movie, they always film it in Chicago. And so Chicago must be Gotham, eh? Right?
Yeah.
And then if you look at Superman, the old Superman films, they're filmed in New York, in Manhattan.
Yeah.
So it's called Metropolis, right? So these are fake names these are fake cities in the comic books. But these are only two fake cities in the DC universe, I think. All the rest are normal America. Like California and all that is still there. Sort of thing. But yeah, I noticed in the movies, like Chicago, they picked Chicago to be Gotham City. I know Chicago was Gotham in the Batman trilogy, the Christopher Nolan ones.
Yep.
Yeah,
because they like those in it the trains in it, the transportation in it, how they have those bridges in it, gives it that kind of rustic look.
Yeah, that's right.
It's cool the sets, how they were what do they call it? Crown's Point, where Victor decides to take the mother to keep her safe. And that set for Crown's Point, and they did all their rubbish and stuff. The cars stacked on top of each other, like the whole neighborhood's gone to shit. And there's criminals trying to clean out their store, like trying to find what they could in their shop with the guy Squid, where Victor was kind of he was like really scared of that guy. He was trying to keep out of sight from him.
Yeah, and he spots them, eh?
Yeah.
Last second, he spots them.
I think that guy Squid might be a problem for. He might end up mentioning it to the Moroni family, or to Sophia's henchmen.
Yeah, he must be working for someone that works for one of them, eh?
Yeah, obviously with the hierarchy, criminal chain and that.
Yeah.
But if Sophia finds out, man, she'll finds out who that old lady is. She'll definitely go for her.
Yeah, that's right. So, man, and there's a lot of intrigue already, eh? There's a lot of warning signs for Oz and Victor and the mum, I guess, because it's the three of them now against the rest.
Yeah, well, when he finds out that Salvatore's still alive, he absolutely drops nuts and calls Victor straight away. Find out, is my mum okay? Is my mum right? Victor, bro, just tell me, man. And he's like, yeah.
That was a good plan, though. He planned it well. Just Marnie didn't die.
Yeah. Man, there was awesome planning, and there was awesome planning on Salvatore's wife as well, because she already knew she couldn't trust that guy, and she already had her kind of set up. But unfortunately, her men suck at shooting. They couldn't even shoot the penguin.
Yes, a lot of people died in this episode, and I think when we were worried about how, man, things are going to shit for Oz because now you got 3 parties after him. Now let's just wipe the board clean, eh? Sophia takes out her own family, so that's one of the pieces all gone. Yeah, there's a major part of the pieces all gone. Vidi's gone, and Maroni's sort of wife is gone, but that leaves them with the motivation to go after Oz. So they both got motivations to go after Oz. So now it's Oz against Maroni and Sophia.
Yeah, I think
rather than a whole bunch of people.
And you remember how I was saying with the time skip? I think the time skip comes when they start when it all starts putting the mushrooms. And then you found Operation Base in that underground tunnel system, because it'll probably take a few months for the mushrooms to grow anyway. Because he's only got 2 buckets. He's only got 2 buckets of bliss.
I'm gonna say the first scene in the next episode is just a shot of all the mushrooms.
Yeah,
heaps of them.
And
then you know the time skips happen though.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Or some kind of transaction where they're getting the drugs out.
Yeah,
and everything's moving along.
I gotta say, when I was shocked to see when Oz killed the wife, but then the music that came on was pretty cool. The was it Beach Boys?
Oh, I can't remember. I was just too shocked with the scene. I was like,
yeah, but then the music was a good contrast because it was like, you know, it didn't go with. It was a happy kind of song. It was a happy kind of song. But when he drove out and he came to his hideout, like all the mushrooms were dead, and he was like panicking, eh? So yeah, this is the first time we've seen Oz. Probably this is the first time, but him realizing his plan's not going according to plan, eh?
Yeah, but unfortunately, lucky he had 2 buckets left, because he realizes that's how he's going to pay the men, and he needs the men to help him take over the city and Bliss. He needs the mushrooms as well. He wants to be on top. He needs some kind of money maker.
Because now I think with Sophia teaming up with Maroni, man, there's a big deal. There's so many guys now.
Yeah,
and only Oz and his
5 guys,
4 or 5 henchmen.
Oh, right. He needs to get a bigger team, bro.
Yeah, probably something.
Probably that's where Victor might come in again, get some of his crew. If Victor's got a crew, we'll see.
Yeah. What was your what scene you didn't like?
Sorry?
What was your worst scene in the episode?
I don't think I really had one, eh? Maybe the conversation with Julius and Sophia. I thought that awkward, because he's kind of a weird character. It's like he's there for the wrong reason.
Yeah, he's I think he'll serve a reason in the end. I think he's gonna be a reason for Sophia's downfall in the end. You want to see a showdown, eh? In the comic books, there's a 2-part graphic novel. The first one's called it's a Halloween one.
Halloween. Do you think Dr. Julius might be the Scarecrow?
Oh, that's good.
Well, he's in the right position, right? He's got these mushrooms. He's a doctor, and he seems to like this kind of weird, crazy shit. And he's not. He wasn't really thinking with the violence either. Like when Sophia shot Vidi in the face, he was shocked and surprised, but he wasn't put off by it. So there's some kind of some dark side to him that we haven't seen yet.
In the comic books, there's 2 graphic novels, and a lot of Christopher Nolan stuff takes his stories off there. It's called Batman: The Long Halloween.
Yep.
And then it's got a sequel called Dark Victory, and the whole story is based on the demise of the mob in Gotham City. Like it's a story about how the mob gets taken over by supervillains.
Yep.
So, names like Falcone and Maroni, they're all in there. And it's just there's a serial killer that's going around Gotham City, and he's murdering mob men.
Yep.
I think he's called the holiday killer or something like that. He always kills on public holiday, so Batman has to go around and find out who it is. But the whole story, it's about how the supervillains start taking over, like guys in costumes and that, and there's no more like organized crime anymore. It's sort of
psychotic
that transition.
Taking over.
Yeah, that transition. So I guess in terms of what we've seen in the Matt Reeves Batman, this is it might be following along with that sort of storyline, because when the Riddler shows up in the Batman movie, and Falcone, he kills Falcone. It's probably sort of like on the same lines. And I think with this story in the Penguin is how the Penguin comes up to be
the supervillain.
The supervillain, yeah. He ends up to be the supervillain, but taking over organized crime in the city.
Yeah, well, I even see Sophia as a supervillain now, taking over the Falcone family already. So I kind of get that with her character. So I'm getting those kind of feels as well.
Yeah,
like she's a supervillain and she's already taken over the family business. So yeah.
Another interesting scene is when Oz sort of talks to his mum, and his mum sort of brushes him off because she's angry that she doesn't believe that he's winning, eh?
Yeah.
Because they have to hide in this broken down apartment.
Yeah, because that's how they used to live, eh?
Yeah, that's right. So she's saying, "Oh, you're not looking after me. Go away," and all that. But then it's sort of we want to know what's going on with his brothers that passed away. Eh? So he still doesn't really go into it. But he sort of says stuff about like hanging out with them and where they used to play underground and the train thing. That's when they go to find that section underneath the city where they're gonna grow the mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man.
You didn't really dive into it, and it's like you're kind of ticking around with that because we knew he had I think brothers in probably the first episode, but we still don't know what's happened to them, and it's like 5 episodes down. So are we gonna find out before the end of the season, or
I hope we don't get a flashback.
Yeah, episode. Hopefully, if we do get a flashback, it's not too long. I don't want those flashbacks like take half the episode, like some programs do. Not mentioning anything.
Well, talking about that, the last episode was a flashback, but it still continued on with the story at the beginning and at the end.
And then it went straight back into it. Right. You know, once the flashback was done, it was like left off where we started, and you kind of
and moved the storyline.
You kind of get it, why she's this, why she's that.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So pretty good episode. Do
you feel that the mom blames him for the brothers?
She might do.
She compares him to the dad, eh? Like the dad's. Yeah. She even said that, but I don't know.
But I was rejected that, and you can tell that maybe the dad was one of those abusive dads, eh?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't respect his dad or anything like that.
Maybe it was the dad that, you know, and that's why Poppy also scarred. Might have been the dad that did that to him.
So any predictions for next episode? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, we do know that Oz is determined to get those mushrooms growing, so him and Victor are going to have a shitload of mushrooms, hopefully in the next episode, and start selling, getting their empire together. Salvatore and Sophia, they'll be on the hunt for the penguin. And I think the squid might be in the next episode too. Might play a bit more role. Because you've seen Victor, but he's still unsure what's going on, especially with the old lady. If he finds a connection to the penguin, I think Salvatore and Sophia will be knocking on the door soon.
Yeah, I've got my odds on the penguin killing Victor at the end.
Yeah.
And I got my odds on Julian. He's one of the reasons for Sophia's downfall. And I think both of those kind of things sort of make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because the Julian one makes sense to me because because Sophia's learned her lesson, right? She doesn't trust guys. But I think when she trusts this guy, that's going to be a downfall. It's your fault for trusting guys again. I thought you learned your lesson. With Penguin killing Victor, I think because it's the Penguin series, the reason why he kills Victor is because there's going to be a test for him to be the crime boss he always wanted.
Yeah, that's the price.
Or kill Victor. And I think the story has to end up with something to go along that. But I think the shocking thing for us, the last thing we're gonna see is how Penguin doesn't give a shit and doesn't even worry about it. He just shoots Victor straight away.
Bro, it's just like how I was saying in the last, how we left Sophia in the lurch after having the honest heart-to-heart conversation, and then Victor, like, when they're burning the car in this episode, it's like, oh, what about Sophia? And he's like, oh, no, don't worry about her. He just doesn't.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be like that sort of style, and then it will end, and then he'll finally be the Penguin that
Everybody hates.
Everybody hates, Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a character to be loved. He's a character to be hated on.
Yeah, and I think the audience have to be reminded of that at the end.
Yeah, he's not a good. He probably had good intentions, but man, it's a fucking cat. It's a fucking cat.
Sweet man. Anything else you want to talk about this episode?
Nah, it's a pretty solid episode though. I can't wait for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hey, before we go, I checked out the Hellboy.
Oh yeah,
bro, I found it really good. No,
the Crooked Man.
Yeah, that was pretty mean. That was like, it wasn't like I think the last Hollywood Hellboys were like kind of childish, and they brought it back to its roots. Like it was real horror theme going on.
Yeah,
that was vicious ass, man. It was pretty mean. It's real mean.
You know how I described it? I said if you take Hellboy out, it's gonna be a straight horror movie.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
But Hellboy was cool, eh?
No,
because he was like the man. He was like not scared. He just wanted to get the job done.
Yeah.
And kill those monsters.
But man, that was a straight horror movie. I was like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Next level. That was a good movie too. Sweet
man. That's us for another episode of The Penguin and Channel 135. 3 more episodes to go. And we'll be there right with you for those 3 episodes every week. So
sweet.
We'll probably have to jam on, see if all the other boys are free. Jam on, do another draft, a movie draft.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sweet man, have a good week.
Yep, you too, man.
Bye.
See you later.